Hello, my beautiful and lovely crocheters. Welcome to the first class of this year, 2025. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all much success and many blessings in this new year. This is the pattern we're going to make in today's class. It's a very beautiful, simple, and affordable design. Honestly, it requires very little material. We're going to be working with a basic stitch that's easy to do. And I like it because it turns out very roomy. Look, it's very spacious. Look how beautiful it is. Before we continue, I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're new and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming classes. Every week, I'll be uploading tutorials for trending designs, and the classes are completely free. The only thing I ask is that you leave a comment as a token of appreciation. Now, let's go to the list of materials and then to the step-by-step instructions. These are the hardware and accessories we'll be using for this project, and you can get them at your online store. Do you have your supplies? Here, I have thread and a needle, which we'll use to sew the zipper. I have a zipper here, and here's a meter of it. We won't be using the whole thing. We'll just cut the amount we need. You can buy it by the meter, or you can get the ones that come in 20, 30, or 15 centimeters, depending on the width of the bag's opening. Remember that this measurement will vary depending on the thickness of the yarn you're working with. Scissors, stitch markers, a size 3 or 3.5 knitting needle. Is this one for weaving in the yarn? A size 5 or 5.5 knitting needle. This will be our main needle. Measuring tape. A little tag with the name of the channel. You can get this from the online store Tusinsumos, and you can personalize it with the name of your business. And a slider for the zipper, 2 D-rings, and snap hooks that are 3 centimeters wide. And I have a leather strap. This one is 1 meter long, and you can adjust it to the size you want. We are going to work with extra light premium t-shirt yarn from Trapilo Ovilo. Here I have 2 skeins, each weighing 250 grams in the ivory shade, for a total of 500 grams. It has a strand that is 3 centimeters wide, and you can work with a hook from 5 to 7 millimeters. In this case, we will be using a size 5 hook, size 5.5. For those who are interested in getting the materials and accessories, I will leave the link to their shopping pages in the video description. You will also find the measurements and final weight of the bag there. We are going to start working on the base of the bag. We will crochet it with simple single crochet stitches in a spiral shape. That means we won't be closing rounds. We will start by making a slip knot. Here we have a loop on the hook. We yarn over and pull through it. Here we tighten the short end and the knot closes. We have a loop on the hook. We yarn over and pull through it. Here we will be making chains, and we are going to make a total of 14 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6. We have 14 chains here, and this one measures 12 centimeters long. We are going to make an additional chain, and this will be our turning chain. Now, we're going to work from the back where the bumps are. Look, this is the right side of the chain. We turn, and here we're going to see these bumps. We're going to pass the needle through. Under each bump, starting here at the second one, we're not going to work on the first one because that's the height point we just made. So we pass the needle under the second bump. And there, we're going to work single crochet stitches. 1 stitch under each bump until we reach the last stitch here. We pass the needle under the second one. Thank you. We yarn over. We lift up. Look, here we already have 2 loops on the hook. We yarn over again, and we're going to go under those 2. Here we've already completed the first stitch. We insert the needle under the next ridge. We pull up the loop, always to the height of the little loop that's on the hook. We yarn over again and close the stitch. See how easy it is to make the single crochet we go underneath. We give it height, yarn over, and close. We repeat the process. And this way. We're left with the stitches. We're going to make the last stitch. And under this little ridge, we're going to work increases. Why are we going to work increases? Because we're going to start giving the base an oval shape. And we need to make a triple increase. That means 3 stitches in that same stitch. Here, we're going to start using the markers. Then we pass the needle under the ridge. We make the first stitch here. 1. We place a marker in that stitch. We make the second one at the same point. And within that same one, we're going to make the third. We're going to place another marker on this last one. So, why are we placing the markers? To know where the first increase point started and where the last one ended. We're going to work on this side. Now, just single crochet stitches. And we're going to do this one. Look what we have here. A complete chain. We pass the needle through. Not under the whole chain, but in the center. Look, right here. Here's the first next stitch. We made the increase here. And here's the next stitch. We go through the center of that stitch, taking only the strand that's on the top part. This one right here. And we insert the hook into the center of the stitch. And we make a single crochet here in the center of the next chain. And we make a stitch. We are going to make the last stitch to complete 13 single crochets, counting from the increase stitch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And here we are going to make the last single crochet, which is 11, 12, 13. And here we are going to make the last single crochet, which is number 13. We are going to make the increase on this side here. In this last stitch, which is the one that stays on this side. Look at it here. We are going to make the increase on this side, so we are going to do the last single crochet here. And here the increase, 3 stitches in that same stitch. 1, we place the marker. 2. And 3. Here we are going to place the last marker. I finished the first round. Check, because you should have a total of 32 stitches, 13 single crochets before the triple increase stitch that we made at each corner. Now we are going to work on the second round, and here we are not going to close it the way you normally would when working on this type of base. We are going to do it in a spiral. That is, we are going to work continuously. For that, we must always keep in mind the first stitch we made. Look at it here. This is the first stitch we made in the round. Here in this first stitch, we are going to place a marker so we know that's where each round begins and ends. So here we insert the hook. In the center of the chain, taking only the top loop. We're going to work the whole project this way, inserting the hook through the center of the chain, taking only the loops that are on the top. We go through the center. We yarn over, and we're going to make a single crochet. Here at this stitch, we place the marker. Notice that I'm using one in a different color. You can use a piece of yarn in another color so you know that's where you're counting the rounds. We make 13 single crochets before the marker stitch. We've completed the 13 stitches. Now we're going to work the increase for the second round, and here we're going to follow the next sequence. In this first stitch, we're going to work 2 stitches into the same stitch, 2 stitches into the same stitch in the next one, and 2 stitches into the same stitch in the last one. That means we're going to work 6 stitches here, 2, 2, and 2. Let's start with the first 2 and remove the marker. We make the increase. I place the marker again and make the second stitch. We have the first increase. Now let's make the second one.
1,
2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 25, 32, 33, 35, 36, 38, 40, 45, 46, 48, 50, 51. Thank you. 52, 53, 54, 55.
aumento anterior,
66, 67, 68, 70, 73, 74, 77, 78, 79, 81, 84, 85, 88, 90,
recuerde
82, 83, 87, 88, 90, 100,
esta, realiza
120, 24, 25, 26, 30. Complete the 13 stitches. Let's continue with the increase on this side, remove the marker, and make 2 stitches in that stitch.
1,
And 2 place the marker in the first stitch. 2 stitches in the next one.
1,
And 2. And 2 stitches in the last one.
1,
And 2. Always place the marker on the last stitch of the increase. We finish the increases on this side, thus ending the second round with a total of 38 stitches. We are increasing 6 stitches per round. Here we do 2, 2, and 2. 6 stitches in the increases and 13 stitches on the sides. Now we are going to do the third round. We are going to continue here where we have the marker that tells us which round we are on. We are going to count it very simply. Here is the first one, which is the first round. The second one, and here on top we are going to start the third one. We remove the marker. And we make the first stitch of this new round. So here we place the marker again. And we complete the 13 stitches. I finished the 13 stitches. We are going to work the increase in this third round, and we are going to follow a sequence of single stitches, increase stitches, single stitches, increase stitches. We are going to alternate. The first one will be a single stitch. We remove the marker. We make 1 stitch. We place the marker again. And in the next one, we're going to work an increase. 1, 2, next a single stitch, and the next one is an increase. 1, 2, a single stitch, and here in this last one, we're going to make an increase. 1, and 2. We finished the increases, and we've made 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to work the 13 stitches on this side until we reach the stitch before the marker. I finished the 13 stitches. Now we're going to work the increases on this side, always keeping in mind which was the last increase stitch I made. Here I finished with an increase stitch. Following the sequence, it means that here I should start with a single stitch. Remember, it's single stitch, increase stitch. Here we make a single stitch. Increase stitch. A single stitch, which is a single stitch. And in the next one, an increase stitch. 1, 2, single point. We finish the last stitch with an increase stitch. 1, 2. We place the marker. We have completed the increase for the 3rd round, finishing with a total of 44 stitches. Make sure you have that amount. Whenever you finish a round, you can adjust it like this. If you see that the base is twisting a little, don't worry, that's normal. As we keep crocheting, it will return to its original position. That means it will adjust itself. So now we're going to start the 4th round. We remove the marker. We continue with a single stitch. We place it again. We keep working. The 13 stitches. I finished the 13 points of this 4th round. We're going to start the increase here. And here, we're going to follow a sequence of an increase point, 2 simple stitches, increase stitch, 2 simple stitches, 1 increase stitch, and 2 simple stitches. Let's work the increase stitch, where we made the simple stitch in the previous round. So here we remove the marker, and look, here we have it, a simple stitch. On top, we're going to work the increase. 1 and 2, we place it here. The marker, and here in the next one, which is where we made the increase. In the previous round, we're going to work a single crochet and a single crochet. That means just 1 stitch, 1. And in the next one, we make the other one. In the next stitch, we're going to work an increase. 1 and 2. And in the next one, single crochet and single crochet, single crochet. 1, 2. There's another increase. 2 stitches in the same stitch. And we finish here with a single crochet and another single crochet. The first one, single crochet, and here in the last one, a single crochet. We place the marker. We are going to work 13 stitches up to the stitch before the marker. Complete the 13 stitches. We are going to make the increase on this side, following the sequence. We are going to start with an increase, because here we finish with 2 single stitches. 1 and 2. We make a single stitch and a single stitch. Increase stitch. Single stitch. And single stitch. Increase. We finish here with 2 single stitches. 1 and 2. We finish the increases on this side. This completes the 4th round. We have made 12 stitches. Where are the increases? 13 stitches on each side, for a total of 50 stitches. Make sure you have that amount. Now we're going to do the 5th and final round with increases. We start by working the 13 single crochets. We're going to do the increases. And here we're going to start with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do an increase. 1 and 2. So we start the sequence with 3 single crochet stitches. An increase. We continue with 3 simple points. We make an increase. Three simple stitches. And here in the last stitch, we're going to finish with an increase. We can start removing the markers now. The sequence is 3 single stitches, 1 increase, 3 single stitches, 1 increase. This is how our stitches are looking. We won't be using the increase markers anymore. Now we're going to work the 13 stitches. And we continue the same sequence on this side, starting here with 3 single stitches. Increase stitch. 3 single stitches. Increase stitch. We make 3 single stitches. And in the last stitch, we're going to make an increase. Here in the last stitch, we're going to finish with an increase. Finish round number 5 with a total of 56 stitches. Look how the base is turning out. How the stitches look. Here we can see the beginning. And how it goes around in a spiral shape. Look. Let's leave the marker. It's the one that will show us how many rounds we've done. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll give you the measurements of the length. It is 25 centimeters. And the width. It is 13.5 centimeters. Now we're going to hide the starting strand. The one that's left at the back. We pass the needle under the stitches. And we're going to tuck it in like this. The little tip left at the bottom, we're going to add a little dot of silicone to it, or we're going to make a simple stitch with needle and thread, and the excess. We can cut it now. This way, we're going to hide any loose ends left in this project. If you want to make the base a little bigger, you're going to add chains at the beginning. We started with 14 plus 1 turning chain. You can keep adding 2 at a time. 16, 18. It depends on how long you want the base to be. And if you want it wider, you can keep working more rounds. I'm going to start working on the body of the bag now. Here, we won't be making any increases. We'll keep working on the base. And here. With 56 stitches, we're going to do the first round. We keep working with the marker, because this will show us where each round starts and ends. Let's cut here. We pass the needle through the center of the chain, and we make a single crochet. We place it and place it again. And we continue working single crochet on each chain without making any increases. Finish the first round. Look how it's turning out. Here, you'll notice that the piece is starting to lift up. Look how it looks. Let's do the next one. See that we simply continue and place the marker again. This is the second round without increases. And we are going to work this way until we reach the last stitch. I've reached the last stitch of the round, and that's where the marker is. We're going to start the next one here. Continuing the process the way I've explained to you, you're going to work stitch by stitch until you reach the desired height. The marker will allow you to count how many rounds you're doing. I'm going to keep working, and I'll show you how tall and how many rounds we're going to do. I've already completed the height of the bag. Look how it turned out here. I did 13 rounds, and we're going to work a total of 14 in this last round. We're going to take this opportunity to add some half-moon rings. These will be used to attach the handle, and if you don't have this type of ring, you can use a lobster clasp ring instead. I'm going to quickly explain how to change colors or how to add a new strand to your work. Let's position ourselves at the last stitch. We're going to let go of this loop and we'll be left with 2. See how we have 2 loops on the hook here. We take the new strand and bring it from the back of the work, leaving about 2 fingers length. We take that new strand and we're going to pass it under the 2 loops we have on the hook. This way, we're going to add a new strand. We insert the hook into the center of the next chain and use this opportunity to hide the leftover strand. We yarn over again, pull up a loop. We have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and close. we're going to keep crocheting. And this way, we can make the color change on the inside. We're going to hide the leftover yarn under the stitches, as I explained before. And you're going to add it to the tip. Are we going to use a drop of silicone, or are we going to do a simple stitch with needle and thread? I already have the markers where we're going to place the rings. I've arranged my piece like this, and I've left 28 stitches on this side. I placed a marker and counted 28 stitches on this side, so we're going to keep crocheting the base stitches, which are single crochet stitches, until we reach the stitch where the marker is. We place the ring, remove the marker, insert the hook through the ring, and make the stitch. Again, inside the ring. This is how it's looking. We keep working the stitches. I finished round number 14, and this is how the rings turned out. If you want to make the bag a little taller, you can keep working the rounds until you reach the desired height. And on the last one, you add the rings. Here, I made the last stitch one stitch before, where the marker is. Why? Because here, in the stitch where the marker is where we're going to close the round. So we're going to cut the yarn. We pull it out. We're going to pass the needle under the second chain. We leave 1 and 2, and we pass the needle from back to front. We take the reserved yarn and bring it to the back, tighten it very well, and pass the needle again through the center of the last chain, passing under the ridge. And it has to come out in the center of the chain. This way, we place the reserved yarn and take it to the back. Here we tighten. And this way, we have finished closing this round. Here, we simulate the last chain, and the finish will look like this. Remember that this is because of the shape of the fabric. We are crocheting in a spiral, and this fabric will always seem to have one part higher than the other. But we have the same number of rounds, so here we completed a total of 14, not counting the 5 rounds of the base. I'm going to give you the height measurements. We have... It is 26 centimeters wide. Let's place the zipper. We position it on our bag. If you buy the zipper by the meter, I always recommend leaving 2 finger widths on each side. On this side, I leave 2 finger widths. And on this side, I also leave 2 finger widths. Then I cut. And right here, I secure it. On this side, I'm going to place the slider. I do it like this. I open it. And it's ready. I secure it as well. I've already placed the pins. Look how they turned out. You need to do this step very carefully. Here at the tip, I did a simple stitch so the zipper slider wouldn't come off. Before sewing the zipper slider, make sure the zipper pull is running perfectly, that it's properly aligned. Look how it turned out. You should leave some space between the stitch and the zipper pull so it doesn't get stuck. I'm going to sew it with a needle and thread, and we're going to sew it like this. We're going to try to do it in the spaces where the ridges are. That's where we'll sew so the slider fits snugly. So we start from this side. We pass the water here. There, so it doesn't show. We go back here in the center. See, the needle comes out at the stitch's center. We go through the center of that stitch again. It comes out here at the little ridges. See, that's where the seam forms. Try not to pull the thread too tight, so that the zipper doesn't open. I finished sewing this side. Look how it turned out. It's nice and secure, well fastened, and not too stretched. The seam on this side isn't noticeable. And on the inside, you can barely see a few small stitches. I'm going to sew this side now, and I'll show you in a moment. I finished sewing this side, and look how the zipper turned out. It opens and closes very well. I tuck the little ends inside, and I also sewed them. I did this on this side too. And I want to take this opportunity to show you how spacious the bag turned out. Now, let's put on our nameplate. We're going to do it right here in the center of the bag. And from the back, we secure the prongs outward. For For the tassel, we're going to need 5 strips, 38 centimeters long, and 1 shorter strip. This is the one we'll use to make the small knot in the center. We pass it under all of them. And we make 2 knots, nice and tight. We make sure it's centered. Now we cut the tips. And we're going to put it through the center of the bell. If you want, you can add some silicone to the bell to make it a little more secure. Now we're going to secure the screws. Here's how our tassel looks so far. Next, we'll even out the ends. We already have the tassel ready. You can choose if you want it longer or shorter. Now we're going to attach the ring. And we place it here on this side of our bag. We finished the entire process of making the bag. Look how it turned out. Look at all the finishes. The effect that the stitch gives is beautiful. And I love it because it's a pretty spacious bag. And very affordable. Look how spacious it is. The zipper turned out perfect. If you want, you can replace the zipper with a magnetic clasp or with a leather clasp. That accessory would look really nice. We've reached the end of the class. I hope you enjoyed the whole process and that you put it into practice. If that's the case, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a sign of appreciation. See you in the next tutorial. God bless you. Bye.